Yo guys, I do not usually talk over my screen captures, but this time I think you need a bit of context. This is my way of bringing NVIDIA neural animation model directly into Houdini. Out of the box, I can leave the default prompt as it is. A person walks forward naturally, press generate motion, and there we go. A natural walk generated from text and ready to be used inside Houdini. From here, the same system can generate many different actions like fighting, swimming, crawling, jumping, flying. Basically whatever the model can understand from language. Now let's keep the same basic action but change the character of the motion. This time the prompt is a young girl walks joyfully with light, playful steps. And immediately the performance changes. The action is still walking, but the rhythm, weight, and attitude, as you can see, are different. So already, without touching any controls, we can explore performance, variation, kind of quickly, build prototypes. Here's another example, a heavier character walking slowly. Again, this is a prompt only. Different body language, different timing, different physical feeling. So for fast exploration, this is already useful. But for production, we usually need more than a nice generated motion. We need control. So the first control layer that I added is route path guidance. I can draw a curve in Houdini, connect it to the asset, and the character will follow the curve. The path can match a street, a set, a camera move, or a very specific blocking idea. And because the path is coming from Houdini, it stays procedural, and I can reshape it, move it, adjust it, and regenerate the motion based on that new path. Next, I added full body key pose constraints. Here, I'm using the same path, but I'm also feeding the system with specific skeleton poses. So I'm saying walk on this path, but pass through this pose. Because this becomes hard to manage with only parameter fields, I built a visual prompt timeline editor. This editor lets me arrange prompt segments and key poses in time. I can control what is a prompt, what is a pose, where it happens, how far apart the events are, how the transition behaves, how long the transitions are. The model likes prompts as separate sentences, so the editor builds that structure visually. Instead of hiding the whole animation logic in one long text field, I can see the structure directly on the timeline. Here I'm using a more complex setup. The character follows the path, keeps the key poses, but the motion is split into several prompt segments. So I can start with walking, introduce a jump at the right moment, then continue forward after the jump. The important part is that this is not one big prompt hoping to get everything right. It is a structured instruction, different motion ideas placed at different moments in time. The timeline editor makes this much more easier to control. I can move entries, I can change their type, I can adjust transition frames and save these presets. For me, this is where the tool starts feeling more like an animation systems. Now, let's edit one pose. Inside of the asset, to the dive target, I also integrated an Apex rig with a neural machine. This rig reads the generated motion and gives us back editable animation controls like eye key controls, spine controls, or pose editing handles. I think it's very important to have all the power of a rig at your fingerprints to modify the way the pose looks like. Here I'm modifying a pose directly in the Apex rig. Then I tell the system which frames to use as constraints and generate it again. The new result follows the edited pose much more closely. This is the kind of control I wanted from the beginning, a motion that follows a path, respects key poses, uses prompt structure and feel natural. This is much closer to a production workflow than simply generating a random clip from text. The generated motion should not be the end of the process. I want to generate something, inspect it, edit a pose, choose which frames matter, and then use those frames as constraint from the next generation. So the loop becomes generate, edit, constrain, regenerate. And finally, here is a fast-forward example. Inside the Apex rig, I quickly create 3 poses for a ladder climbing motion. This time I'm not relying on a prompt at all. or not a complex prompt, and mainly use the poses to design the action, and the system generates the motion between them. So the asset can be used in different ways, like from prompts guided by a path, driven by key poses, or all of them combined. And this is what excites me most: machine learning tools inside 3D softwares that are directable and connected to existing workflows. So that's about it. Thanks for watching. See ya. Goodbye.